It's like you're over encumbered. You can't go on. You must lighten your load. Hi Foxes, and welcome back to my channel. This is Brittany from Shop Foxborough. I am Shop Foxborough on Poshmark, Instagram, and Etsy. And today I'm here, oh my god, I actually went out sourcing. I went to the flea market, and it's a haul, you guys. It's a haul after 3 months. The giant bag that I took with me, and boy, I filled it up. I have some stuff over there that I'll show you too. And yeah, so I was so excited to get out of the house. The sun was shining. It was beautiful. It was not too hot. And it was just everything I'd hoped it would be. The flea market that I go to is very like vintage inspired, like vintage based. There's not a lot of like garage sale type of stuff there. So there's a lot of vintage dealers that come to this flea market. Everyone was staying relatively safe, wearing masks for the most part. And it was just a lot of fun to be outside, walking around in the sunshine with $100 in my pocket, buying everything I possibly could. So I spent every penny of that $100, and I'm here to show you what I got. I spotted this on a table from kind of far away and fell in love with it. And I believe I paid $5 for it, but it is just like a beautiful vintage macrame handbag with like tassels. And it's got the wooden bamboo handles. And if you look on the inside, oh, this might not be vintage. No, it's definitely not vintage. But it's got see, it's got like a modern tag on the inside. When I first saw it, I didn't see any tags inside. Anyways, nicely made, and I'm very excited about it. It's really cute. I can't decide whether or not I'm going to use it as a prop in my photography or list it or both. So I got that. Next up, I found a dealer who had just a bunch of vintage lingerie. And I don't usually buy vintage lingerie, but she had some really good pieces. I started off with a bra, and then she was like, oh, I have some more stuff over here. And so I kind of went over and started looking and just like fell in love with some of the pieces that she had, and her prices were really good. So I got this bed jacket, and mostly I just got it because these sleeves are out of control. I know people are wearing these as outerwear right now. This one needs to be soaked. It does have a little bit of like spotting, but it's nylon. It's true vintage, and it's just like so over the top with these sleeves. So I just had to get that. Next up, this piece I got for me. It is a slip, but it's cotton, which you almost never see. Usually you see nylon. And this one has, it looks like, been shortened just a little bit, which actually works for me because I'm pretty short. But I am just so excited that this looks like it will fit me, and it is a cotton slip. It's going to be so comfortable during the summer. I about lost my mind when I saw this because the top is pretty cute, right? It has these like giant 70s like pointed collar, and it's a little ruffly, and it's cotton, and it's got some, it's just cute. But oh my god, you guys, it comes with panties. So these are just so funny. They're not like panties, they're just like, you know, little whatever that you would slip on over your actual underwear, and they have an elastic waist, and they're just so cute. It's just so cute. So I'm going to have to soak all of this stuff, but I was so excited to find it. And then this, at first I was like, so what is going on with these straps? But they are halter straps, I believe. And this is actually a little romper. How cute is that? And I think it might fit me. I'm so excited about this. So I think that these straps do some kind of like maybe these tie around here and then this ties around the back. I'm not really sure. I'll have to play with it, but I just, oh my god, I love this. This is this like pale peachy pink color. So cute. And then I found another one. So this is an old JCPenney's one, and it has an elastic waist, but just so cute. So this ties in the front, but how adorable is that? It's just these little like shorts with the eyelet. Ugh. I just couldn't get enough of this lady's night stuff. This is another one that has the matching underwear to it, and it's just like a little boat neck top with the matching underwear set. And this one did not have, oh, it does have underwear. There was definitely one set that I got that didn't have underwear, I think. Just a little V-neck nylon with the matching skivvies. And, oh yeah, this one did not have a matching piece, but it was just so sweet and delicate. It does have like a little damage here, but just so cute with this is cotton, the others were nylon, but oh, I love it. She had such good stuff. Let's see. I also got from her, I don't want to tear it, this scarf. It is silk. It is very William Morris inspired, which I love. A little sheer, gauzy, hand-rolled edges. Just really pretty. And I got this bra from her. This is the tag. It's an old Warner's bra. And it's just like a nice little underwire sheer bra, so somebody is going to love that. Vintage lingerie, vintage bras, they can really sell for a lot of money, so keep your eye out when you are outsourcing. They're definitely trending right now, especially stuff from like the 40s, 50s, and if it's in good condition, or if it's a set, or the like bed jackets that are sheer are really popular right now, so those are definitely things to keep an eye out for. I had seen on Christina Sherlin's channel, she found one of these brass ducks, and I saw them on somebody's table, and I had been like eyeing them on her Posh closet, but I didn't pull the trigger, and then I found a set. So I am probably going to take these to our lake house. Well, it's not our lake house, but my husband's family's lake house. And yeah, so I'm going to use those as camp decor in our room. Next in things I got for me is this little bud vase. It is brass. I just love it. It is super heavy duty, like holy cow, solid. Yeah, so I'll put some little flowers in there, but I just love the patina on this. And had to have it. I think it was $1, so can't go wrong, right? I need to get like a fixed chair for these hauls because I have this roller chair and I'm like rolling everywhere. Okay, so this is a mug. It is a Polish mug. I don't know if I recognized this on the bottom, and I don't know if I recognized it from Lavender Clothesline or if it was from like a Martha Stewart magazine or what, but I knew that I had seen this before, and I knew that these were pretty valuable. I have not looked this up, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's handmade in Poland, and I just think it's in really great shape. No chips or anything like that. It's a very pretty mug. And I paid $1 for this too. Oh, another thing that I got from the lady with all of the sleep pieces was this new in package pajama set from the 70s in this bubblegum pink. It's so cute. It says for sleeping or lounging, whichever one you prefer. But it is, actually I have no idea what size this is. to look it up, but it says full cut, so perhaps it is a larger size. I loved it. I had to have it. Alright, so next I'm going to go through some smalls that I got. I was definitely looking for jewelry to put up in my Poshmark and Etsy stores. I have a very distinct taste in jewelry. I need someone to fall in love with the piece and like really want it and really love it if I'm gonna pick it up and take the time to photograph it and list it. So I'll show you guys what I found. Alright, first things first, I think I paid $2 for this. It is a leather belt. These are pretty popular. It's in really nice shape and it is a good size. It's a 42. So I picked that up for $2. And usually it'll have like cracking and stuff here, but this really is in nice condition. I got my son a Percy train. His birthday is coming up. I am a total sucker for vintage hammered brass bangles, and I have bought and sold many over the years. I have a bunch in my collection. You can always kind of tell, like, it's got the welding here, it's got this great patina on the inside. They do make modern ones that are, you know, in this style, but they're just, you can, it's like, it's hollow, it's lightweight. There's just something about the vintage ones. You can tell when it's vintage. I wish I could explain that better. I got this little flower pin. I love these little enamel floral pins. I am going to have to glue down the little bit in the middle because it popped out. But yeah, I love this. It's so cute. And people are really drawn to these because of the bright, fun colors. I don't know what it was about these. They kind of reminded me of like a shell or like a pasta or something like that, but I just really liked them. Definitely like 1980s gold tone stud earrings, but I just thought that they were really cool. They're pretty big, so yeah. Also found 2 hair barrettes that someone made. One of them is a cameo and the other is a scarab. I thought that they were different and cool. I love selling hair barrettes just because it's something that's a little harder to find and not a lot of people pick them up. And usually they don't sit for too long, so I thought that those were pretty neat. And I love that they matched. I bought this for myself. I actually use a comb, but I just use like a cheap plastic one. This is made in the USA. It's got this beautiful gold filigree up here on the top and just this clear lucite teeth, which are all in perfect condition. And yeah, I'm just gonna clean this up and use it for myself. I thought it would be really cool to have something vintage and beautifully made in my own little collection. I paid $1 for that too. I couldn't believe when they said they only wanted $1, but who am I to argue? So the next piece is a brooch. It is a giant leaf. I feel like it looks like a magnolia leaf. It almost looks like a pear, but I mean, it's definitely a leaf because it's got like this wavy shape to it. But I just loved that you could see like the texture of the leaf here. It's even got it on the back as well. And it's just got a big stick pin. I thought this would be so cool just as like a belt accent, or I don't know, but it's just different. I've never seen one before. I loved how big it was, and I paid up for it a little bit, but I thought it was great. Just so pretty. Next up, I grabbed this J. Crew necklace. It seems to have all of its pieces, and it's just really bold and wild. I do follow an Instagrammer, Sparkly Bits, and she does really well with J. Crew jewelry. I've got a couple of pieces going up in my closet this week or next week, and I don't know, I just thought this piece was really great, really bold, and they do command a decent price, so I'm going to see what I can get for that. I got another one of these little enamel flower pins. I thought that the color on this one was really pretty and that it would match someone's dress really nicely. I got this little vintage charm bracelet with all of these very beachy charms to it. I loved the way that it jingled. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. All of these are like multi-dimensional, and then they just, so they're hollow, so they just kind of like clank pleasantly when, you know, you move. But it's a nice quality. You can tell that it's vintage, not only from the patina on the piece, but also, let's see if I can show you, this is very like yellowed. The elastic is yellowed, but. All right, and the last piece from this bag, I picked these up because I thought that they looked like things that I was seeing recently, just like on Anthropologie or on my Stitch Fix, but nicer made. So this is actually a very nice sturdy metal. These are metal links and little cut, like, I don't think they're glass, I think they're plastic, but I just thought that they were great and really nice quality. And one thing you can do, just kind of like a little tip, is when you are looking at vintage jewelry, oh, these are by Avon, it's marked on the backer, but when you are looking at vintage jewelry, I'll see if I can show this to you. You see how it's got like kind of a scalloped edge to the backer? They don't do that anymore. So if you find a nice backer that's got that like scalloped edge and it looks old, it's got that nice patina, then you are looking at something that actually is vintage. And this is a pair of vintage Avon earrings, so they would go like this. Yeah, I think those are great. Okay, next up is another bag. I was like so laden. I don't know if any of you guys play video games, but I was like that video game character where you're like loading up your pack with all this stuff, and like suddenly it's all like hunched over and it's like you're over encumbered. You can't go on. You must lighten your load. That's how I felt by the end of this thrift haul. So I picked this up from the same lady that had all of the vintage lingerie. Totally loved it. It does not have a maker's mark on the bottom or inside as far as I can tell, but I just loved the woodland aesthetic. It does have a little bit of like paint or something here that I couldn't get off when I washed it, but yeah, I thought it was great. Normally this would be something that I would keep, but God knows I have too many planters, so I'm just gonna sell this one. Okay, this one I got for $1, and this is a Pottery Barn candle holder. It's just really pretty. It's you know, like silver, and this is all metal work, and I don't know, I just thought this was really beautiful. I'm gonna find a place in my house for this, or maybe put it out. Well, no, I probably won't put it outside because I don't want the metal to rust, but I just thought it was so cool, and for $1, how could I resist? Pottery Barn stuff is always really nicely made. Okay, last thing from this bag. I got this blanket. It is so 70s. It's pretty like narrow, so it's not super wide, but this is knit, so just like imagine how long this took somebody to make. It's like probably like 40 hours, maybe more, just knitting, you know, and that's if they're a good knitter. And it's just like perfect, like no missed stitches or anything funky going on. Everything just lines up perfectly. And usually I don't like to buy these because typically they've been like $10 a dozen, you know, you see them everywhere. but they're getting more rare now and people are really liking them. So granny square and just like knit Afghans are definitely picking up steam. I've seen them selling for anywhere from like 80 to 150 bucks, so it's definitely worth it to keep your eye out for them now. And this one, they're also usually really pilly, but this one I just loved it. It's in really beautiful shape, so I was so excited to get this. And when I picked it up, the guy was like $1, and I was like, okay, sold. So I have 3 more accessories to show you and then 2 big things to show you. Okay, so I am a huge sucker for straw hats. I paid, I think, $1 or $2 for this hat. I loved the little like fold back brim and the flower detail. It doesn't actually look good on me, but it'll look good on someone else. It's by Hat Stuff. I don't think it's vintage, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not, but it is a nice size. Yeah, and I really liked it. This one I bought at the very beginning because I didn't have any sunscreen. I was gonna get sunburned so bad, so I got this hat. I don't actually like how curved the brim is, and I have another hat that's very similar to this, so I am going to sell this one. I think I paid up a little bit for it because 1, it was at the beginning, and 2, I didn't have a hat. And yeah, so this one does not have a maker's mark inside. I don't know if it's vintage or not, but it is real straw, which is always nice. And I love the little bow. The next one is going to need some love. I might keep this one. This is just like coming undone, so I'm gonna just need to like hand stitch it back on. And then once it is done, someone like tried to tape it, like, it's so janky. Yeah, so this is the back of it. The bow is the back, and you can tell because it has a label inside. It says Kathy Jean. Yeah, so I'll just stitch that back on real quick, and then if it looks cute on me, I will keep this one. If it doesn't, it's got that like curved up brim, and usually I prefer a floppy brim, so I probably won't keep it, but if it looks good on me, I will. Now, I've got 2 large and exciting things to show you. Okay, so first up, there's always this like one corner of the flea market where these people who, I don't know what they do. I'm assuming they go and they buy what's left at the end of state sales or something like that. And then they come to the flea market, and I think they sell at like a little bit higher prices in the morning because the flea market starts at like 6 a.m. or something like that. But by like 9 or 10, they're like, everything's $1. So I'm always like on that place right before I leave. And I found this. And I thought it was the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen. It's this makeup mirror, and it's in like obviously it's in the original packaging, but it's got like this little set thing here, and you like open it. Ooh, like a little dirty, but, and then you pull it out, and it's just, I don't know. It looks like, so it looks like maybe there were like covers for this, but just how cool is it with the atomic little, you know, stars here, and then it's got this cord that actually doesn't look like it's in terrible condition. I have no idea if it works, but I just thought it was so cool. And then it's got like a double-sided mirror here. Hello, Inception. Yeah, so it's got a stand, like a kickstand in the back. I was just like, someone is gonna love this. Like, whether they just clean it up and display it on their desk and don't like use the lighted bit, or it works, or whatever. It's just so cool. I love it. So I was so excited to find that for $1 and save it from the landfill, because you know that's where they were going straight after this. They probably fill their truck back up with all the stuff and then drive it to the landfill. And then the last item is actually a bit of a story. So I was definitely there. I've been kind of redoing a lot of spaces in my house during quarantine, just trying to make life a little better. And so I was definitely looking for some things for myself and my house. And I spotted this laying on the ground and I was like, oh my God. And I really wanted it, but I was like, this is going to be way out of my price range. And so I asked the guy how much it is. And this is all hand embroidered. You've got a little baby, like a doe and a stag there with all these leaves, and it's framed, and it's got the wire hanger in the back and all of these pretty flowers embroidered. So I asked this guy, I'm like, how much is this? And he's like, $5. And I'm like, okay, sold. And he's like, I have carried that thing around with me for 2 years. And I told myself the next person who showed interest in that thing, I was going to give them an amazing deal. He's like, so I'm a sign guy. This is not my thing. And I'm like, it's exactly my thing. Woodland creatures, embroidery, vintage, animals. Yes, please. Thank you. $5. Check. It's mine. So what I'm going to do is paint this probably white, possibly green, and take it to the lake house and hang it up in our room. It does have some like discoloration here, but I don't care. I think it's amazing. Somebody took a ton of time to do this. I do think the stag's lips are a little bit hilarious, but you know what? Who is looking at it except for me? So yeah, I think this is awesome. I'm super excited to have it and to have paid $5 for it. I had to carry it all around the flea market, and I was tired by the end of it. Yeah, between like, I've got all of this like pottery on my shoulder and like that lighted thing and all the heavy jewelry, and I'm like lugging it around, and then I've got this in the other hand, and my friend bought like, you know, 2 small jewelry pieces and is just like breezing through, and I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I was so excited to be out and to just be hanging out and buying vintage stuff and cruising the flea market, doing what I love, finding treasure. It was a good day, and I was so happy to do it. And I'm happy to bring this haul to you and to actually have haul content after all this time. And I'm just going to wrap up there before I talk on forever and ever and ever. So again, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye!